Hi Sagittarius, I'm Kanisha, and yeah, I'm doing this. Okay. So this series I'm going through the zodiac signs and I'm using a dice to determine what decks I use and what methods I use to get a message that is meant for you, to help you, to guide you, right? And it's fairly timeless. For the most part. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, that's okay. But yeah, I'm trying this out because I've been hesitant to do zodiacs. And if you go through your sun and rising, you make it completely different decks, completely different reading about a different topic in your life. Hopefully everything will come together to help you in the best way possible. I roll the die before and so that I can get all my decks out. And for you guys, I got trauma, wild unknown, and time. But it was mostly trauma and wild unknown. The time isn't necessary, but I wanted to get a third option. So yeah, the dice was like trauma, wild unknown, trauma, wild unknown. Okay, I'll give you time, basically. Okay. Also, do you guys care if you see the cards? Because I was thinking about trying to do that setup, but I don't really have proper way of doing it right now. I would need to get another webcam or something like that, right? Alright, anyways, I hope you are all well. Hey, Momo, I'm busy. I'm busy. So, So my trauma cards are meant to show me something difficult or traumatic that has happened, usually in childhood. These cards are handmade. I usually don't show them because like you get a card and you like show it like the tarot. I usually don't show these because they're not literal, and it's based on my interpretation or what's coming through, like channeling a little bit. So it doesn't really make sense to show them. I don't want to confuse you. So depending on how they line up, I may or may not show you the cards. Also don't want to trigger you, but this is going to be some kind of event that has happened, okay? What are we going to talk about with Sagittarius? Ooh. Okay. I'll have to do two sides as well because not everything is literal. As it could be. Okay. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And comment down below what you think of this reading. This looks like an abusive relationship. Yeah, let me see if anything else wants to come out. Yeah. This looks like an abusive relationship. But also something else here. I'm seeing something specific, but I also know that that's not going to fit everyone, right? So I'll have to make it into like a more metaphorical situation as well. It's actually reminding me of a book I read a while ago. Okay, I have a few. Okay, let me just go in. Okay, just a warning. I'm gonna be talking about physical abuse and also miscarriage a bit. Okay, so the literal interpretation of this, or the specific interpretation, whoever this might be for, is a situation we're in with a partner who is very abusive, arguing all the time to the point that it turned physical. And this may have been over time, or a one time, or one big incident that happened, or something that happened gradually over time. But there's a lot of like gaslighting as well, like possibly making you think that it's your fault if this is you who was. I mean, I hope you're not the abuser, the main abuser. Both of you could have been the abuser, but whatever way it is, it may have been like, oh, I love you so much and that's why you just make me so crazy. There may have been an incident where if you were pregnant and this happened, it might have resulted in a miscarriage. But I'm also seeing a situation where you're separated from your family or from the people you were close to because of whoever this person is who is controlling. I feel like some of you may have even seeked out help, but had people not believe you, or had specifically the police not believe you, or even family members not believe you, because this person may have been loved by them, or they just didn't believe you for whatever reason. Some kind of discrimination. If we're talking more metaphorical and not really specific, this would be where you end up in relationships that are heavy in conflict and arguments. Maybe you have some type of medical issue that affects your relationship, like pains that make it to where you can't be so intimate, and then the other person makes you feel guilty for that. Yeah. Being separated in general, and that's also highlighted here. All right. What do we need to I mean, what is it you need to know about this? Why is this important right now? This was being healed. Okay, what I'm going to ask is, what do you need to embody next in order to heal from this? Whatever this trauma is. What will help you heal from this? No. You stay down there. Don't come up here. What does Sagittarius need in order to help heal from this? Oh, the whale. I like the whale. Let me get another one though. Another one. Not two came out. The scorpion came out. And also the gazelle. The gazelle was technically reversed, which means I'm going to be highlighting the shadow aspect. The whale, I believe, talks about getting deeper into spirituality. The scorpion is about a little bit about defense and protection, or being a bit fiery, being on the offensive. You know, I don't know where I put my book. Hold on just a second. Oh, here it is. That was easy. No, Momo. I'm gonna read these cards for you. Whale. What is that noise? Is that upstairs? I think it's upstairs. Okay, whale. Desire to delve deeper, profound peace, ancient wisdom. The whale represents profound emotional health and stability. Whale personalities are not afraid of emotional expression or traversing difficult terrain, as they have overcome many challenges in their lives. These experiences have enriched them, giving them stability, strength, and a depth that is rare. Whale energy is usually linked to the feminine forces of compassion and communication. We can depend on whale personalities when all else seems lost and trust them to be a beacon in our darkest hour. When this energy is in balance, it is calm, steady, and deeply compassionate. When it is out of balance, it is heavy. It slips into the old story. To bring it to balance, regular self-care. She creeping up on me, man. She creeping. Okay, what I'm getting from this, like the feeling that I got, the vibration that I felt, was one that can be a bit triggering for people, especially people who have been in traumatic situations. You know how they always say, to look on the bright side. When something terrible has happened, it's kind of hard to do that. So if you find it too difficult, that's okay. But what I want to say is that when bad things happen, we can either stew in them and feel that hurt and pain and never let go of it, or we can move on. And moving on is not easy. It is not simple either. It's very complex, and it can take a very long time and a lot of attempts before you are successful. But it's not about forgetting what happened. It's about taking whatever good you can possibly squeeze out of that situation and then moving from there. Like, for one thing, I was in a not great relationship many years ago, and it took me years to realize that it wasn't good for me. It wasn't going anywhere, and I didn't want to stay in there. But I can never regret that, because during that time, I achieved a lot internally, personally, and I also got my cat, my familiar, my baby, Momo. And I would never take away that time, and I wouldn't have her if I wasn't there for like those 5+ years that I was with that person. I would not have gotten Momo. I would not have. And so whatever you can take out of a situation, just do your best to take that out. That's very important. There's something to be learned from every situation, no matter how terrible or horrible it is. And sometimes it's not something to be learned, it's something to be gained or something to be experienced, because you are meant to help someone else in that situation later, or you are meant to grow in a specific way later down the line. Okay? Scorpion. Fire, past fire. Okay. Let us see if I can find the Scorpion. Passionate, competitive, tends toward isolation. The Scorpion is a passionate and determined creature. Their career is very important to them, as are a few select friends. Sometimes the Scorpion's heat festers, and they focus on an unresolved event from the past, usually a situation where they were left feeling burned. The Scorpion card says it's time to come clean about your feelings, so everyone can heal and you can get back to your usual, fiery but fun self. When it is in balance, it is wild and free and fierce. When it's out of balance, it is jealous, resentful, unresolved. To bring it to balance, honesty and forgiveness. Again, this is like what I just highlighted. It's important to check in with yourself, to ask yourself, what do I need to heal from this? Would I feel better if I confronted the other person? Would I feel better if I got angry and smashed their car? Would I feel better if I just cried? Would I feel better if I talked to a therapist? Be honest with yourself. What do you need? And remember, it's about you. It's not about anyone else. All right? I feel like we all need to forgive and forgiveness, but it's not about the other person. It's about you. It's about you moving on and you healing. That's very important. The Gazelle. Again, fire energy. Now, I already pretty much know what this one is about, but I will just read it and highlight what I feel. Gazelle. Heightened awareness and ability, vulnerable. The gazelle represents supreme grace. With every move, this awe-inspiring beauty emits sophistication and elegance. Gazelle personalities are often hyper-aware of their surroundings, bordering on hypervigilant, and this can inhibit them from enjoying the beauty they've spent so much effort cultivating. No more worrying about all of those predators out there in the wild. When this card appears, it's time to get back to the present moment. Sit down, find your breath, and acknowledge the bounty that surrounds you. Let it nourish your gentle spirit. When it is in balance, it is graceful, perceptive, artistic. When it is out of balance, food allergies, insomnia, and a racing mind. To bring it into balance, yin yoga, a cozy home, and good food. Again, there's a lot of like expecting the next person or the next situation to be the same, always looking over your shoulder, being skeptical of people and not trusting, being paranoid. That needs to be let go. It closes up your heart and it limits the possibilities for your future. And like I said, it's not easy, but it is something that needs to be done very obviously because the cards are being very obvious. So I just want to highlight again, if any of those traumas that I talked about in the beginning resonated with you, this is the message that's coming through, okay? And it can be any aspect of what I talked about. It doesn't have to be all of it. It doesn't have to be a big portion. It can be this and not that, that sort of thing. Like, what makes sense? Like, you know what you've been through. Don't try to fit it if it doesn't fit, okay? It could be any of these. It can be conflict in general, intimate partner violence, medical trauma, gaslighting, people saying that they're doing things that hurt you because they love you, the loss of either something very precious to you or the loss of a child or miscarriage, people not listening to you and not believing in you, or discrimination. All right? And yeah. Oh, they wanted me to get time. I will get time. We have I don't think they really wanted me to get time. The sooner you start, the better. I'm getting specifically 6 days, but that's not usually when I get days. It usually means that, like right now. So the sooner you start, the better, because I just feel like it's gonna hold you back from something. Like you're gonna miss some kind of chance, or you're gonna miss something you wouldn't see if you don't work on this healing, right? Okay, but that's all I have to say. Yeah, please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.